Hello everyone, we are online journal Kim, Korea and us, and today we have a guest, Дэвид. Дэвид, can you please briefly introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is David. I'm from Adelaide, South Australia in Australia, and I'm here on holidays with my family.
Nice to meet you.
So David, can you tell us how did it happen that you came to Korea? What's brought you here?
Interesting story. My wife actually used to live here, and I came to see her 4 years ago, and she moved to Australia, and then we've come back here as a family for a holiday to see family and spend some time looking around.
Great. Is your wife Korean?
Yes, my wife is Korean, yes.
Wow. Is it your first visit to Korea?
Second visit to Korea, but this time I've had the chance to spend more time looking around.
How did your impression change through the times about Korea? Your first visit 4 years ago and now?
4 years ago, it was very busy here. Lots of people, lots of atmosphere, and I think the last 4 years, the changes that we've seen, it's slowed down a little bit here. It's still busy, but it's slowed down a little bit here. But it's good to see that people are out. It's still enjoyable.
Yeah, but Korea changed a bit after coronavirus.
Yeah.
It's not so crowded as it was 4 years ago.
Correct.
Not so loud at night.
Yeah. So to see some of the shops that are closed and no longer open now as well.
Yeah.
It's been everywhere, but you're right. It's not as busy and as loud as it was 4 years ago.
Okay, so what's the biggest difference between Australia and Korea? What strikes you the most here?
The driving on the road. So motorbikes and cars, the way that they move around each other.
They drive too fast?
No, they just cut in front of each other and drive where they want to. Basically, yeah. It doesn't really happen in Australia. If it did the way it's here, we'd probably have some big trouble. And the motorbikes, you might get 1 or 2 motorbikes at the traffic lights. Here in Korea, you've got 6 or 7, and that's just around your car.
You know, there are a lot of motorbikes. People drive motorbikes a lot in Asian countries, and Korea is not an exception. But what about Korean culture? What's the most strange thing in Korean culture? Something unusual and unfamiliar.
I don't think I've experienced anything along that line yet. Probably just how something unfamiliar is the starting time of the day. If most places open at 10:30 in the morning, and then they go to 10:30 at night. I'm not used to that. I'm used to early starts and then early finish. So, for instance, work in Australia, I start at 7 o'clock in the morning. I finish work at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
No one finishes, in Korea at 4.
Yeah. There is a culture in Korea which is named Решили, that after work all Koreans, they should gather together to drink some beer or soju and eat meat, to raise the spirit of their company or
team
their
spirit, to build team
their
spirit.
office. That's why I think most of places they work 24 hours.
Yeah. And Australians love to have their work week finished on the Friday. They'll have a beer on the Friday after work, and then it's the weekend time.
Yeah. What are there any other advantages of Korea you can tell us about?
I think the availability to do anything that you want 7 days a week here. I love the culture and the atmosphere and being able to do something. It doesn't matter where you are, there's always something available to do here. It just rarely sleeps. A light show, a hiking trail, music, a concert in the city. I saw a concert in the city 2 days ago. That's something that we just don't have in Australia, and then you have it here and everyone attends to it, and it's like a rock concert.
So many extra activities here.
Oh, yeah.
For example, camping.
Camping, yes. I watch a lot of Korean camping on YouTube, and I do camping in Australia, but it's very, very different between the Korean camping and the Australian camping on what is taken and how your setup is, your food and everything else. But I keep watching the Korean camping all the time. It's very interesting.
So where did you start watching Korean camping YouTubers?
I started watching it at home probably 3 years ago with just one subscription, and then of course I found more, and I think I'm up to about 33 Korean camping subscriptions.
What is your favorite video?
There's too many. I think just seeing how they set things up, how they eat what they eat, how they prepare themselves, and it's generally for one night. We do camping in Australia, it's multiple nights, 2, 3, up to 9, 10 I've done.
So, did you do camping here?
No, I would have liked to have done camping here, but it wasn't available for us to do it on this trip. One time we will. Yeah.
I believe it's very different to do camping in mountains.
Yeah, it is. Here is the camping's different, and also in Australia it's different as well. The camping setup here is very neat and very tidy, and it's mostly at campsites with a wooden platform, no mess. You've got cooking facilities, and then in Australia it's a bit of dirt. You put your tent pegs down, you make a fire, and you start cooking.
Yeah, here is more convenient.
It is, yeah. And it's funny watching some of the setups that people do with the amount of food that they eat and the amount of food that they put in their mouth at any one time. It looks like they're trying to put the whole meal in one go, and their cheeks are bursting with food. So
YouTubers who talk about camping and in Australia, they don't do like that.
No.
So what are they filming?
They're filming their setup, their tents or their swags that they're sleeping in, the food that they're using, and the vehicles that they drive with solar panels, fridges, cookers, and the landscape of where they are as well. They normally take rocky dirt tracks to get to place.
So, and if we're talking about the most interesting topic, and especially for Korea, food culture.
Yeah, that's the question. Koreans, can't help asking foreigners.
Yes, I think this is the most important topic for Koreans and for us too. So, can you please tell us, do you like Korean food at all? And if you like it, can you name us several dishes that you like the most?
I love Korean food. As far as the names of the dishes, well, ramyeon is one that I enjoy. And I can't think what the names are now. Mandu is another one that I enjoy. Everyone knows Korean fried chicken.
Yeah. It's hard to say it's kind of Korean, traditional food, but everyone enjoys it.
Yes.
And bulgogi.
Bulgogi.
Yeah.
That's delicious.
Very, very tasty. So I'm happy to try any of the foods that are available or that I can experience, Korean or not Korean, but I don't have a problem at eating here at all. As being a Westerner, I have no trouble.
Isn't it spicy for you?
No, I enjoy spice.
That's great.
Yeah,
I enjoy spicy food. Like I like the taste, but my stomach hurts every time I eat it. So I'm not like I should be careful. I'm really careful with Korean food.
And what about the most typical thing, kimchi?
I probably eat that every day.
Oh.
And enjoy it. Yes, with many dishes. So that's smell, taste. I love it all.
So, how long have you been staying here in Korea for now?
For now, this would be day 7.
Oh, 7 days. Can you imagine yourself without kimchi after you leave Korea?
No, but thankfully back in Australia, we can buy it. So we've got a small Korean supermarket not far from home, and we can buy some of the foods that we experience here from there.
What kind of foods are sold there in this Korean supermarket in Australia?
They have Caspia. It's one of the only places you can buy the Caspia, and soju. Ramyeon. They have kim, kim sheets or kim chopped up finely. Various different soups and noodles, as well as chips. So onion rings that you can buy here. They've got that there. Some of the chocolates.
Like
Do they have Korean choco pie? You know, Koreans are very proud of choco pie. You know, several years ago, it was probably the most known Korean food overseas. So I received a lot of questions. Back in Russia, I was majoring in Asian studies. So I received a lot of questions about, you know, choco pie. It was really known in Russia, but no one actually knows it's Korean. So everyone knows choco pie, and there are a lot of people abroad who loves it, but I didn't know it's Korean.
Yes, and we can buy choco pies from this Korean supermarket, and we have, So I've experienced that back at home, but not here.
Yeah. So you told us that your wife is Korean. Does she usually cook Korean food for you in Australia?
When I ask, yes.
Do you ask often?
I do.
So you really enjoy Korean food?
Oh, I love it, yeah.
Oh.
That's great.
Yeah.
So...
The only Western cooking done in our house is by me. So, everything else is my wife does, and it's Korean orientated.
Korean. Okay, and what about Korean people? How would you characterize them? What adjectives would you use to describe Koreans?
Quiet, slow.
Slow, but they have this 빨리빨리 문화, culture of doing everything as fast as possible. And still slow?
Just on the street, I think, with walking, and I don't mean that disrespectful, I mean that respectfully. It's Korean speed, whereas we tend to be in a hurry most places that we go to, and they certainly don't show that on the road or by walking.
So can these features, are they common? Can they be a part of this kind of national character?
I think it's just something that's how it is here, how it is with the people. It's the culture that's developed over a period of time. The bigger that Korea has gotten, the more people are packed in. You know, they've got a different way of moving, and it's the way it will stay. I think the bigger it gets.
You're right.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to other areas outside Seoul?
No, as in.
Yeah,
in
this
South
time.
Korea. I've been to Incheon.
Incheon. Do did you notice any differences from, city to city? Or it's like all the same? From my point of view, it's all the same. Like Korea is small country. Wherever you go, it's kind of, the nature is the same. Streets. This city architecture. The style. Everything you see around you is kind of the same.
Pretty much the same. It's got some different points, I guess, every place that you go to, but its format and its outlook is pretty much the same, as in buildings everywhere as well. Tall buildings for accommodation.
Yeah, right. You told us about Incheon, but are there any other places you want to visit here in Korea before you go home?
I would love to go to Jeju Island. Time won't allow for that, but I also want to go to the DMZ. So I'd like to see about some of the history, what they went through. I believe there's a train there that you can visit as well, and just to take in the cultural aspect of what it's like there for people on the south compared to people on the north. I've only seen some video footage, but I want to appreciate it for myself.
Yeah, it's quite a vulnerable topic for all Koreans. And it's really important part of this country. And yeah, I think it's worth going there.
Yeah, out of respect too.
And to feel the atmosphere of the Korean Peninsula, because you told us that Korea is crowded, that 24 hours work in bars, cafes, restaurants, and seems like life here is going really well. But unfortunately, this country is in the state of war now, and we should remember that.
Most definitely.
So then, what's, in your opinion, the biggest disadvantage of Korea? What would you love to change here?
I don't think I'd change anything. I think it's just the pace of life that probably wouldn't accommodate everybody, as in working nearly 24/7, 7 days a week. Downtime or relaxation time is something that's appreciated and respected in Australia. I commend them for working as hard as they do. That's probably all I'd change, really.
You're right. So how do Korean people differ from Australian people?
Yeah, that's a tricky one. People are human at the end of the day. I think it's how they go about their business, how they live their day, and how they interact during that time with the day. I see Korean people as a good way of life with a lot of their culture that they do, that we can learn from them in the Western country, some of their principles that they do. How they repair a street, how they look after their outside area with their recycling and their rubbish, and they're always cleaning. You know, there's a lot of, when you come to Korea as a Westerner, you feel very safe, you feel very clean, you feel very welcome, and you don't experience that as much when you're back at home. You know, it's like going to a restaurant and leaving your phone on the table and going off to the toilet or to order something. When you come back, your phone's there.
Yeah.
You could leave your jacket on the back of the chair and it's all there. You touch something in Korea, public transport's fantastic. Clean.
Infrastructure. Yeah.
And quick and fast. The metro is really good to go on.
Yeah, right. What will you take with you when you go back to home?
Any souvenirs?
Yeah. Souvenirs, or maybe something special you want to bring home?
I've taken a few things that would be used with food, some small pots and serving dishes, which is for me a part of Korea. Some of the clothing, certainly many photos.
Of course.
Of the landscape, and with friends here. We've got to see friends since we've been here, and wonderful memories.
Yeah, that's great.
That's all for now. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe button, and support us if you want to see more interesting videos. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, David, for coming today.
And talking with us.
Thank
you
you
for
for
your
having me.
experiences.
You're welcome.